We've seen in recent news that the Labour government will be introducing from the 1st of January 2025 VAT on private school fees. Today, we're going to look at how we can help you navigate this new piece of legislation. Today's topic is a personal one for me. I worked in education for over 20 years. I've been a teacher, I've been a leader, I've even been a governor of a private school. Now, I specialise in providing advice specifically relating to VAT. Knowing the challenges that my former colleagues will be facing, now the government has introduced VAT on school fees, I decided to ask the team here, all of our wonderful VAT specialists, to jump in and help. If you're a bursar or you work in a finance department at a private school and you need some guidance on how VAT applies to the specific situation of your school, please feel free to give us a call and we'll help guide you on the right path to compliance. VAT on school fees does not only affect private schools, it also affects any education service providers whose turnovers are over 90,000. Let's look at how HMRC defines a private school. A private school is a school which provides full-time education for pupils of a compulsory age where fees or other consideration are payable for that provision of full-time education. Essentially, if your child is compulsory school age and you choose to send them to a school where fees are paid, then that is a private school. So how do HMRC define education? Okay, well, they say that education refers to a course, a lesson, an instructional study in any subject, irrespective of where and when it takes place. Let's look at the major highlights of what does attract the 20% VAT and what doesn't attract the 20% VAT. First of all, any education or training provided by the private school will attract 20% VAT. Secondly, any boarding or lodging services provided by the private school will also attract 20% VAT. However, any services that the school provides that are closely related to education, for example, the selling of books to students for their studies, all of these will not attract any VAT. Private schools not currently registered for VAT will need to do so by the 1st of January 2025. We can help you with the registration process. Once the private school is registered for VAT, you can begin to start reclaiming VAT on any goods or services you've paid for that are used in the line of providing educational services or boarding services to your students. This VAT that can be reclaimed will be offset against the VAT that is collected in revenue from the school fees. The resulting amount of VAT is what is due to HMRC. VAT returns will need to be filed on a quarterly basis. You should know that if your VAT return is late, the school could end up paying a late penalty fee or even interest to HMRC. To ensure you never miss a date, once we set up your registration for VAT, we then help you understand the schedule of payments so you never miss a date and you remain compliant with the legislation. The government recognises that some students have special educational needs. If the local education authority determines that a student's needs are best met by being in a private school, the local authority will pay for the school fees. It will be the local authority that will reclaim the VAT on these school fees. However, if a local authority has determined that a student's educational needs are best met in a state school, but the student's parents have decided to send their child to a private school, then unfortunately VAT will still be payable on those private school fees. How are nurseries affected by the new VAT legislation? There is no VAT on any nursery provision at all. Even if the nursery is a part of a private school, parents will pay no VAT on nursery services. VAT on school fees affects a broad range of people, whether it's schools or parents or local authorities or even those other providers of educational services and boarding services. The chances are that whichever group you belong to, VAT on school fees will affect you in different ways. Therefore, it's really important that we understand your specific situation if we're to give you advice on how this piece of legislation affects you. The best way we can get to understand your situation is for you to book a free 15-minute discovery call with myself or one of my colleagues. This is a great opportunity for us to discover your very specific situation and to provide you with the personal, tailored services you require. So we ensure that you are compliant with the new piece of legislation. Thank you for watching.